Yo, guys, what's up? It's your boy T-Dub. What's Plays and Sports? We are here again live. All right, guys. So this was the first fight on the triple hitter right here, guys. Definitely, I would say a controversial win, to say the least. This is Gamboa versus Jason Sosa. Pretty much like a battle of who's going to take a hard step back and who is going to have a lifeline to go forward. Now, when I get to this, you can kind of see from the title of this, you know, controversial robbery, blah, blah, blah. Basically mean whoever lost, in my eyes, still going to have a good shot of fighting again, because some people think he was robbed or he got a very controversial loss, and because the person who benefited from it got the win has a lifeline to fight again. So let's get into it, guys. All right, Gamboa took this fight. He really wasn't training, I believe, for a fight. Took this fight on 3 weeks' notice, guys, which is a hard gamble doing something like that. 3 weeks' notice against somebody who is pretty much ready to fight. And you want to see what he's going to put out. A lot of times, these type of fighters, these type of fights, they don't look as sharp. They tend to get beat. The fatigue kicks in. And with Gamboa, honestly, guys, there's a lot of things a lot of people pointed out. He has some flaws. To me, one of his major flaws is that his lack of defense, his lack of just bringing his hands back to what a lot of people call home. So let's get to it, guys. So in the beginning of this fight, I thought Gamboa was looking pretty good. You know, he was doing some pretty decent work. I thought Jason Sosa had his moments as well. A lot of times, guys, and one thing I do try to do is I try not to listen to the unofficial scorecard. Obviously, you look at it, but you try not to listen to it, because a lot of times that can kind of sway you on, well, you know what, that was a close round for me. I guess if he thought it won, I guess he did win. So I try not to look at that. And I thought Sosa was doing okay. I thought he was definitely trying to bring it. I thought Gamboa in the early rounds was doing a little bit better. You can definitely see towards those mid rounds, maybe 5 and 6, he was pacing himself. He wasn't moving a lot more. He was doing this crazy holding. And think about it. I believe either Max or one of them guys said that he had the worst referee at this time. To be honest, I think he had the best referee, because there was a ton of holding in this fight, initiated a majority of the time by Gamboa. It even got to a point like, God damn, ref, just take a point from him, because he was holding after every exchange. And it's so crazy when you hear about a fighter like this. You know what, guys? You know what? I didn't even check to make sure this was going right. Okay, it does look like it's going okay. All right, I didn't even check. I lost my train of thought, guys. But don't get me wrong. When you have a guy that has this many amateur fights, you know, it's crazy that he doesn't have an inside game. He doesn't know how to, you know, defend himself without having to hold at every time and initiate a hold. And I would say this, he got creative with his holding, but the fact is, holding was still holding, and it got to a point to me that I was like, oh my God, just take a point from this guy. And then when the ref did take a point, like, God damn, you should have took a point rounds ago, any one of them rounds ago, and you wait until the last round to finally do it. At that point, you're like, just let him fight. So basically, you have Gamboa that was looking pretty good. He was looking pretty sharp. You had Sosa that was looking pretty nice. He was coming on strong, landing some really good punches. I remember he hit Gamboa early with a shot, and it got one of those reactions that a lot of people will fall. It's one of those, you know, quick reactions like that. You would think they would fall. And I believe Gamboa may have caught him later with a shot like that. But Sosa would definitely get it off in this fight, especially in the back half. The holding. Then in the 7th round, you have a knockdown. It was called official knockdown. And throughout this fight, you got Gamboa, who just looks like he was on Elvis legs this whole fight. Shaky grounds. This guy just had bad footing. He lunges out. He doesn't got really good foot placement, which puts him in bad positions to either stumble and fall, because there was a couple of times before the knockdown to where he was either stumbling or falling or reaching and grabbing, and it was called no knockdown. Well, this one, because Sosa actually throws a punch, connects in the middle of the head, and it had a delayed effect to where after he got punched and he made him maybe miss something, he went down and had to catch himself with the gloves, and it was called a knockdown. But after that knockdown, You know, I believe I had Sosa maybe winning the next, I don't know, 3 rounds easy, just going off my dome. I should have shot this right after the fight, but wasn't feeling as good, guys. So I'm battling some sickness right now. So I'm going to try to get back to these videos as best as possible. Stay with me. Subscribe while you at it. Go ahead. It's fun. You might be number 245 or 250, 60 or 70, whatever it ends up in. So I thought Sosa had a very strong back half. I thought he really pushed the fight. When I was listening to the advice of Gamboa's corner, was almost like telling him, you win in 7 rounds to 1, and they were just going into the 7th round or just finish the 7th round or something. And basically like he's on cruise control, and told him the 10th round to basically, you know, just basically be on cruise control, when I saw it a very interesting fight. So now, let's get to this right here. Controversial robbery, was it? Now, honestly, if you didn't count the point being taken away, you didn't count the knockdown, this could have been a fight that Gamboa would have got out of winning by the skin of his teeth. I don't know why people say that. Maybe I just say that. I don't know. But I hear people say something like that. He barely would have escaped with, if you're scoring it that way, maybe a round. But he got knocked down. And he got a point taken away. And Sosa fought his ass off. I thought Sosa should have won that fight. And when it was red, to me it was like the HBO corner was like, maybe they told him, because no one said controversial or robbery. They didn't say that. Maybe they told that even when some decisions now don't seem like the obvious decision, on your point, do not scream or say robbery, controversial. You go with the decision and you use other words to say, well, maybe it was a lot closer than we thought. Something like that. But, so now we get to the point to where Sosa, where does a loser go, where does a winner go? Because everyone thought Sosa really won this fight. Yes, he's going to have a loss on his record, but it's the type of loss that, you know, people feel he won and he can still be right back in the light of fighting. Well, with Gamboa, yes, he got to win in this column, but it's the type of fight that a lot of people are going to see that, man, you really lost this fight. But because you got the win over Jason Sosa, it's going to propel you to maybe at least have another lifeline to prove yourself to fight again. Now, some thing with Gamboa is, what I've been noticing is that his defense is almost not none. His hands, the reason he get caught with big shots, because I remember Sosa catching him with some big shots. Because the thing is, Gamboa has his hands low, and then when he shoots his hands from right here, and he bring them back right here, which put him in a line of fire of getting hit. And he got very tired throughout that fight, and I understand that. Like I said, the tiredness could be a combination between taking a fight on 3 weeks' notice. Guys, I do get it. And maybe that was even part why he was holding so much. But the simple fact was, this ref could have took a point any time because he just kept holding. 1, 2. He will hold and push forward and then reposition his holding. And then once he got worn and worn and then worn and worn, he tried to get creative with it where Gamboa will go in, he will hold, and then try to let go at the very last second like he wasn't doing it. Or he will go in, stick his arms in, and push forward so Sosa couldn't get no punches off. He was still trying to crowd and hold in a slick way. And then the ref, you know, finally in the 10th round was like, forget it, I'm taking a point. But there it is, guys. I thought Jason Sosa was the winner of this fight, but Gamboa actually got the official victory. Always remember to comment below. What do you think about this fight? What do you think should happen in this fight? What do you want to see each fighter go from here? And most important, guys, when you do that, and if you have not already done it, subscribe, like, share, and also hit the notification bell so whenever your boy go live, like I'm going live right now, you will get it. T-Dub, this is your boy, What's Players in the Sports. We are out.